live martial arts class, you'll discover how to spin a staff with one hand. Start in the right hand, you're gonna turn it out from side to side. This is to get the blood flowing into the joint, to lubricate the joint, keep you safe from injury. It's also gonna start to build some strength, power in your grip, in your wrist, more flexibility, in your elbow, your shoulder, especially in the forearm. Just going side to side, and you're gonna do this for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, go into the other hand, and every time you pass it from one hand to the other in this workout, you're just gonna come pinky to pinky. Hello. It's good to see you guys. Vic, I got your message. I'll respond later today. Just one side to the other side, 30 seconds. We're building strength, speed, power, capacity in the hand. The more you do, the more you'll be able to do. But you gotta warm up properly first. Now, go from one hand to the other hand. You're still spinning just with the one hand, but you wanna go back and forth, gradually increasing the speed. It's gonna turn it out more, giving you more flexibility and more strength. Do this for 30 seconds. And now into the right hand, you're going into a forward figure eight. We're gonna do a little bit of bow flow or freestyle today after we go over some of the basic one-handed spins and intermediate. It's gonna be mostly beginner, but there's gonna be a little bit of a level up too. Stomach up and in, abs tight, turning from side to side, and looking where you're going. You've gotta be eyes forward. You have to see the horizon, see everything that's happening around you. Step up so your feet are just directly under your body, and bring it in to the front and to the back. Making this easy figure eight or infinity spin. The faster you go, the more you're gonna have to squeeze your midsection or your core muscles. The faster you'll get, the stronger you're gonna get. Your posture is gonna improve. Bring it into the other hand, same pass or transfer. Step forward with that foot, go to the side, and the other side of the body. Start to squeeze this more tightly as you carve this sideways figure eight. You'll start to go faster. Small moves in your hips, small move in the shoulder, big move with your hand. After 30 seconds here, step up, goes to the side, to the front and the back. Now everything in this workout's intentional. So we go from one step to the next step to the next step, and they build upon each other, both as a skill and as your body warms up and you activate new muscle groups, you start to get stronger faster. So it's intended, if you follow the structure of the workout, it's intended to get you to a level of basic mastery faster. You're gonna level up more quickly when you move in, more quickly, and then bring it into the other hand. The main reason, I mean the obvious reasons, right, that it improves your fitness is hand strength, flexibility. You have less injuries when you're stronger and you're more flexible. So fitness, first step, is the obvious ones, right? It's the wrist. But then, because you're standing, and in order to create this whipping motion around your body and to go faster, it's gonna bring your heart rate up. It's gonna force you to engage the core, the muscles along the spine in the front and the back to keep you upright. Your legs, you're standing, your legs are working. The faster you go and the smoother you get, the quicker everything becomes. You'll start to break a sweat. You'll lean out faster while your muscles are getting stronger. And overall, your whole body is getting more flexible. So it's like jumping the rope. I talk about this all the time. If you were a boxer and you were a competitive boxer, you jump rope to improve your fitness and condition your body for the ring, but you don't do the jump rope in the fight, right? You're not spinning in the fight. You might do a little spin here or there to change hand positions or direction, but spinning is great for overall fitness from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, and especially for brain fitness, brain elasticity. All right, so we've done these spins forward to the front of the body and then to the side of the body. Now we're gonna go back into the first hand. I think today we start with the right. We're gonna reverse that same figure eight. Before I was going forward and down, like striking, now I'm coming up and out. Just the same motion. Keep that foot in the front, make your body a smaller target, fight from behind your staff, make that your habit, your standard, increasing the speed, faster and faster, bring the foot up after 30 seconds and take it to the back in the front of the body, change the plane, start to build strength, power in these shoulders, especially when you do it in this plane over here. You're now going to be activating the top or the side of the delt in the back. When you're going here, it's a lot of front delts. Here, it's a lot of side and back. So you're going to get full shoulder development, which if you fight, it's going to make you a harder puncher. It's going to give you a better guard. If you grapple, you're going to be stronger when you're pulling or you're defending. All from spinning. 30 seconds here, into the other hand. Again, I want you to pass it this way, pinky to pinky, palms up. That foot, this is the left foot, left hand. Body smaller, fight from behind your staff. In the reverse, gradually increasing your speed. Small movements, stomach up and in, abs tight. Bring the foot up. So it's just directly under your body. This is kind of a neutral stance. Your feet are just directly under your shoulders. Pulling in the reverse. And if you want to get more out of this workout, if you've done this a lot already and you're familiar with this, try it lower, closer to the ground. Go in the middle, and then go higher. And then if you want, you can go down and up, all at the same time, just traveling through that range of motion to increase capacity. That means your ability to do it, how long you can do it, how complex it can become. Brain elasticity improves, and of course, you're gonna start breaking a sweat faster just by changing. And you're gonna see, because of the fluid motion, because you have this kinetic energy, makes it actually heavier on your shoulder. It's almost like a leveraged exercise. Bringing it up and bringing it down. Go back into the first hand. And we're going to go into wrist rolls. So I'm going to wrist roll with one hand. First, I'm going over the thumb side. And then I bring it back over the pinky side. Now you can do a continuous wrist roll over the wrist, but you can see that I have to adjust where my hand is so that I stay in the middle of the staff. So there's a small intricate slide, but today for this workout, I'm gonna go over one side and bring it back the other way. So from here, you're gonna drop it. When you drop it, pick it up, bring it over the back of the hand, and then bring it over the small side of the hand. One side, the other one. Just kind of sits there. On the back of the hand, you can always use the other hand to help it out a little bit until you get the motion down, the move, and then when you get it, start to go a little quicker. This is going to start to fire the muscles in your forearm. You're going to feel it in your shoulder if you keep it away from your body. We did it here to the front. Eyes always straight. I'm going to make this point over and over in this workout today. Keep your eyes to the front. And then after 30 seconds in front, bring your hand to the side so you've now changed. And again, this is going to start to activate the muscles more in the back of the shoulder. And if you're looking for that shoulder development, this is going to get it to you, right? Especially in the back. A lot of people have strong shoulders in the front. They do a lot of push-ups. And then weak on the side and weak in the back. So they have shoulder instability. And if you're fighting, if you're hitting something hard and your shoulder's up in the wrong position, it can pop that back there. So having a strong shoulder, all three heads of that deltoid muscle, the anterior, the front, the side, and the back, that's gonna give you, you're gonna become a better martial artist. But this is one way you can do this, simply by changing the plane. And so instead of doing it here, just to the side, or both. Do both. Let's not say instead of. So it's pinky side, thumb side. 1, 2, 30 seconds there. Go into the other hand, one side, and back the other way. 1. You can see I'm taking my time. I slow it way down, and I have to enforce my patience. I have to be patient with myself and trust myself in the move. When it goes around, if you just try to jerk your hand around fast to catch it, it starts to pop out of your hand, and that's where a lot of times you get stuck with the move. And it simply requires that you learn how to calm down, take a deep breath, let the staff do the work. Just keep your arms straight, open the hand, keep the hand straight, and then when it comes back through, close it. And every time you drop it, pick it up. Which means if you drop it 100 times, pick it up 100 times. You drop it 1,000, pick it up 1,000. The more you drop it, it's a sign that you're either growing or you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're going to level up. But don't be afraid to drop it. Dropping it is a good sign, always. It means you're out of your comfort zone. You're trying something new, or you're trying to go faster, something more complex. So take it as a badge of honor. It's how you pay your dues. It's how you earn your lumps. 30 seconds to the front, and then 30 seconds to the side. We're really focusing on developing the shoulder, getting stronger, and eyes straight. Keep your eyes up. Learn how to do this without watching your hand. You don't have to watch your hand. I can see it out of the peripheral, my peripheral vision. And my hand knows now. Your hand's gonna know too. You don't need to look at it in order to do that. Yeah, Vic, I was thinking about what, before we jump into the next section, which the next section is all about flow. It's gonna be all about the flow, right? Moving from one side, behind your back, over the head, in the middle, switching techniques, going through, changing hands, doing all of the different things, changing the rhythm or the pattern, all the things that you know how to do now, but kind of weaving them together in freestyle or flow without ever stopping the staff. And in order to do that, to have confidence in that, you'll have more confidence when you have strength in all these different ranges of motion, which is what I was thinking of when I thought about this workout today. I figured I might see you, and if we did, we can talk about doing the moves out here. All right, back to spinning with one hand. We just did our wrist roll to wrist roll. Now I want you to go into the forward figure 8, and I want you to spin with one hand, but transfer or pass it to the other hand, and that pass looks like this. It's that same warm-up pass where you're going side to side to build strength in the wrists, but now I'm doing my figure 8. This is the left hand, and again, I want to make myself a smaller target. It's easier to get the staff around faster this way too than it is here. Here I have to travel more, whether it's one-handed or two-handed. Here, everything can go a lot faster because my body's a smaller target and I'm moving it around less body, right? It makes it super simple. So left foot forward, it's in the left hand when it comes to the right. Take it with the right, pinky to pinky palm up. Step with the right, so the right's in the front. Always keep the other hand up and out of the way, but also to guard the head. Forward figure 8. Pass it. So you're gonna do 2 or 3, 1, 2, on the third one, or the second one, or the fifth one, but just do a few. Go to the other hand, switch feet, and force yourself to switch the feet on that step. That builds that speed. When you start the freestyle, the speed starts coming in as you start moving your feet, right? And you're gonna move your whole body and come around. So I want you to get that whipping power, that whipping speed, and you're gonna get that if you time figure 8, change, take your time, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, crawl, walk, run, which just means isolate each move, get it really good. And then you'll start to shorten the distance between each one of them. So we're coming here, stepping here, stepping here, and just that simple. Then stop it. Every once in a while you ask me how to stop it. This is how you stop it, by the way. If you need to. You're gonna get so strong that you can just stop it with your wrist. But let's say you're using your heavy oak staff. Stop it like this. I'm using the light rattan staff. Yeah, we call that a sideways figure eight, also known as an infinity sign, which is where the name endless spin comes from. The spin is endless because it's in that infinity sign, infinity pattern. So I'm here, I'm gonna stop it, and then I wanna reverse it. Reverse it. And so the opposite is true. I'm gonna step, and my hand's gonna come to the opposite side, but the pass is exactly the same thing. Good. You can do Taekwondo, and you can do everything else. Remember that. When I first started, I started in judo. The judo teacher left. It was at the YMCA. I loved that little judo class, right? And then the only thing that was left was a Master Pek, P-A-I-K. Korean Master Pek who taught super karate, which is Taekwondo. At the time, they didn't have the name Taekwondo. I think they did, but not everybody used it. And then they called it Korean karate. And then some people started calling it Tangsudo, especially the Shotokan guys, meaning that a lot of the Korean masters trained in Shotokan karate. They won't tell you this, the old guys, and other styles. And then later, once they decided they didn't want to have any affiliation with the Japanese because of the occupation in World War II and all the horrific things that happened during that time, they came up with, what are we going to call it? And as the Olympics were approaching, they needed to solidify under one name, and that's when they came up with Taekwondo. It was one of the names. Some people call it Hwarangdo, Kuksulwan, Kuksuldo, and all those guys. And if you ask guys in that style, and if you're out there, I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but everybody's like, no, we got the secrets, man. It goes back 10,000 years in Korea. And it's like, nah, not really. It's kind of a blended style. You got a little bit of Hapkido there, which just is a Korean word for jiu-jitsu. And it's not the BJJ. It's the old style Japanese jiu-jitsu, pre-judo, right? And it's cool. It's fun. Joint locks, pressure points. Hapkido has some strikes and some kicks. But Taekwondo became really popular, really heavily commercialized. And now the Taekwondo in the Olympics, which is bizarre, it's all front leg kicks, and it's less and less and less of a fight. But I still love Taekwondo. I love the Taekwondo I grew up with. But I love all styles. I love doing everything, except Tai Chi. I'm not nothing against Tai Chi. It's just too slow for me. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little hyper. And I figure when I'm about 106, I'll start doing the Tai Chi in the park. But then I'll see a tree and I want to kick the tree, and or I'll see a stick, I want to pick it up and start spinning it. So I don't know, maybe 110, I can start the Tai Chi. All right, the pass comes on the other side, or the same side of the body. So when you're doing the forward spin, passing to the other hand happens on the opposite side. This is the right hand. When it comes to the left, you take it and you step with the left. When you're in the reverse, the pass comes on the same side. Left hand, right side comes across to take it in front. So one more way to think about that, when you're doing the forward spin, you're going to take it with your hand behind the other hand. And then when you are in the reverse spin, your hand is going to take it in front. Take it in front. So you're just going to do that for a little bit, moving forward through 2 or 3, and then step 2 or 3, and then go back to the forward spin and start to do it continuously. Now, as you're moving continuously, I want you to take faster steps. Go a little quicker, and if you can, run. And if you have to run in place, because you're stuck inside or you have a small space. If you're like Vic and you can get to the park, you thought they stopped and they were looking at you funny when you were spinning your staff in the park. Wait till you start running with it, Vic. You start running, and they're really gonna think there's a madman in the park. But they'll look at it for a while and secretly they'll wish that they did that. And they'll be like, cool, right? Yeah, but you know what I mean. We'll see you on the news. Canadian jogger calls out the SWAT team because a guy goes running by spinning a staff. I want to see that. That sounds like a really funny thing. Anyway, start moving forward, reverse. The spin is all forward, but you're just walking backward. But then, I want you to do this, and you know how to do this. We talked about this a lot. When you turn around, all of a sudden, you're spinning in the reverse. So do that. Turn back around, go forward, turn around. Now you're starting to freestyle. Every time you turn, it's a different direction. It's a different direction. And we'll talk about behind the back and overhead in a second. But first, I want to show you moving to the side with one hand. This is that continuous wrist roll. Now I can move to the right, and I can move back to the left, move to the right, move to the left, and the whole time, keep it spinning. Then, go to the other hand, same thing, moving one way, moving the other way. You can do the sliding motion to really work on your inner thigh and that lateral move. Or if you want, you walk sideways, front and back, changing direction, change it to the other hand, spinning, turn this way, spin it back the other way, turn, and go that way. You've just added a level of complexity that's gonna almost guarantee you're gonna drop it. And every time you drop it, pick it up and then try it again. But this is the new one, this is what I want. And these aren't necessarily requirements. These are ways to do requirements while you're moving. So when you're ready to start freestyling, you can now be doing this, and then you turn around, and you're moving, but then you kind of get to the side, you change directions, and then you go back to this, and then this, and this, and you get better at all of that moving from side to side. Behind the back, from here, comes to here, and it comes back out. Makes you look cooler. From here, comes out. It also gives you better proprioception, spatial awareness, timing and distance. It's gonna get your heart rate up, and you're gonna lean out faster so you don't feel so inactive and maybe a little less than physically fit just by doing that. Or you can drop and do some push-ups, or you can do both. I would do both. If I, Terraria, I'm talking to you specifically, do both. Start spinning, start moving, side to side, hand to hand, and then drop it, do some push-ups. Just start with 5. Do 5 really good ones, pop up, do it again. Maybe if you want, you can start doing squats while you're spinning. Squats will really get your heart rate up, and it'll start to lean you out faster, build power in your legs for the knockout punch and the knockout kick. But you gotta be healthy. You have to be strong. Yeah, good. I was in the National Guard. I did a little bit of training with the Special Forces group. Just a little bit. I didn't go all the way through. I got out. But it's one of those things people would ask, because it was National Guard, right? So like on a weekend with my home unit. And I had been in the Marine Corps before, so coming to an Army National Guard unit was a world of difference. And everybody sat around and they hid and they looked for ways not to work and not to do things. And I was thinking, this is my opportunity. I love being here. This is like guy stuff. Give me something to do. I don't care what it is. I'll fix something, I'll run at something, I'll smash something, I'll clean something, whatever it is. But everybody else, especially the guys who have been there for a while, their guts are getting bigger, and they're just hanging out, smoking their cigarettes in a smoke shack, hiding, right? Yeah, right, you do. But here's my answer. And then I found out about this unit. It was in another city, I had to drive to it for a couple hours, and then you'd show up on a Friday night, they'd make you run a full PT every week, every month. For the Army, it was like a 2-mile run, and then they also had a rope climb, and they had pull-ups and sit-ups because it was Special Forces training. And then you'd go and you get your pack, and your pack had to weigh a certain amount. They told you before you got there. And you get on this bus and you go to the hills, like the short mountains, and it was just up and down all night long trying to find points on a map in the dark. And then morning, you finally get done, and they make you go like walk that way for an extended, or walk that way until you run into a cadre, a guy, and he'll tell you what to do. And don't be late, don't be last, and don't be light. That means don't throw anything out of your pack, you lazy SOB. Don't throw anything away, and don't shuffle, sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. Move it, right? Get it done. So you'd go, you'd be jogging. Sometimes the pack was 35 pounds, sometimes it was 60 pounds, sometimes it was 80 pounds, but you're doing the same thing, shuffling. Your whole body hurts, you're sweating, you stink. You've got rips and tears everywhere from walking through the draws. If you know what a draw is, that's when you have to go up like a small valley, and it's full of brambles, things that stick you and cut you, right? And you did that the night before, and you're just exhausted. And then you get there, and you're finally done, and they make you run again, and then you go home after 3 days of doing that for the National Guard, right? Every month, month after month after month. And then I'd run into these guys from the other unit, and they'd say, why? I'd say, hey, you got to come up and do this with me. And they'd say, are you nuts? Are you kidding? Why would you want to do that? I never had an answer for them. And that's what, when someone asks you, why would you want to spin the staff or do the thing, or the fire staff or whatever, you can't answer them. There's no answer that they would understand. It's simply because I can, right? And so what you learn to do is you just learn how to stop answering. You say, I know it's different, right? And then you keep spinning. And they're like, well, why would you want to do that? It'll be your mom or your uncle or your dad or your brother-in-law or your sister or your loved one. It'll be somebody. And they'll say, why do you want to do that? And you'll say, it's fun. Well, what's fun about it? I don't think that's fun. I think watching 12 hours of Netflix is fun and stuffing my face with Cheetos. And you'll say, I understand that's how you find your fun. Yeah, you do it because you want to, and you do it because you can. And that's it. And if I had to explain it to them, they wouldn't get it. So that's what you tell them. After you give them 3 things, they're going to keep asking you, well, why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? And what they're really saying is it makes them uncomfortable thinking about you doing something like that because they already gave up on all their goals and dreams and they stopped going for it. And so what you say is, by the 3rd time they ask you, and they keep pressing you, well, why? I don't understand. Why do you want to do it? You say, if I had to explain it to you, you wouldn't understand. You know, I do it because I can. And then you smile and you act like you didn't hear him as you're walking away, spinning your staff. And I'm 100% serious, totally serious. All right, behind the back. Bring it behind the back and bring it out. When you go behind the back, your hand comes under and then you pull it out with the other hand. Then you lift it up over your head and you continue to spin it. You take it in the same way you took it before. Bring it back out behind your back, over your head. Behind your back, over your head. And that's all it is. It's just take it, pull it out and up. Turn it, take it, pull it out and down, behind the back, up and over. And then put them all together. You're moving, you're spinning, going over through the wrist roll. Wrist roll, if you know how already, add in a finger roll or 2. And then keep it going. Go over the head, change directions, and figure some new stuff out. All right, I gotta go. We'll do one in a little bit longer. Yeah, I love doing it to music too. I get the inexpensive beats with the little string. Makes me look even funnier and weirder. And then everybody can, and I get them in pink because they're always on sale. So now I got these pink things coming out of my ears and I'm running around the park spinning my stick. And everybody's gonna have an opinion, right? And I love it. And I'm not doing it because I care about them. I care about me and I care about what I want to do. And I'm saving my money by getting the pink ones because I got to spend it on other stuff that's important to me. My point is, do it for yourself. Do it because it's the right thing to do for you and stop worrying about what everybody else thinks because really they're not thinking much about you after you leave. Right, Vic? They don't care. And number 2, it's not their life. No one has to approve the goals and the dreams that you have for you and your family. Remember that. No one, not even your family. No, because it's your goals and dreams. No one has to, and this is what you say, it's a mantra. Do this while you're spinning the whole time today. No one has to approve the goals and dreams I have for my family, and then you got to fight for them. Some things are worth dying for. That's one of them. Dying for your goals and dreams for your family. And if you don't, what else is there, right? Someone else's goals and dreams. And if you don't have your own, someone else will give you them. And they're lame and they're the lowest common denominator. You guys know that. All right, I'll see you guys just in a little bit. We're going to do a couple more today. Hopefully, I think I should have time. A couple more on some of the other weapons. Definitely sticks today, and maybe the tonfa. And if I can find it, boom, I'm going to get the Kung Fu, what's it called? Fan.